Mandatory training is for all staff members that provide personal care services. To provide competency verification for personal care services, PCs, providers in compliance with SHARS guidelines effective October 1, 2025, local education agencies, LEAs, must ensure that PCs providers demonstrate competency in 2 required domains. 1. Assisting with activities of daily living, ADLs, and instrumental activities of daily living, IADLs and 2. Understanding the needs of students with disabilities. This training does not take place of student-specific training that might be needed after reading the student's individualized education plan, which includes health care plans, behavior plans, supplements, personal care plans, and other safety plans. Please reach out to a licensed healthcare practitioner, LHCP, or your campus student support specialist for assistance. An LHCP is an individual who holds a current, valid license in their specific healthcare field, is qualified to deliver SHARS services, excluding PCs, operates within their professional scope of practice as defined by licensing regulations. Here are general examples of both ADLs and IADLs. Activities of daily living, ADLs, include things like bathing, dressing, eating, toileting, transferring. Activities of instrumental daily living, IADLs, are things like managing medications, handling finances, preparing meals, shopping for groceries, using transportation, housekeeping, using communication devices. Why this training matters. Student success enables full participation in learning. Independence promotes student autonomy. Safety ensures secure environment for all. Legal compliance meets educational accommodation requirements. Staff confidence builds competency and support techniques.
Here are some examples of ADLs that you may be required to provide to a student. You will know what ADLs a student needs by reading his or her individualized education plan or IEP. You may also have to provide IADLs to support a student. Those will be listed in the student's IEP. Common IADLs are organization skills, communication device usage, environmental navigation, group participation, schedule management, problem-solving support.
For specific training required for an individual student, you may need to reach out to registered nurse, RN, or licensed vocational nurse, LVN, employed by the district. Licensed school psychologist, SP, district lead nurse. Licensed physical therapist, PT, licensed occupational therapist, OT, licensed speech-language pathologist, SLP, educational diagnostician. Behavior coach or your student support specialist. But, for universal safety, the following are general principles. Use universal precautions. Follow individual care plans. Practice proper body mechanics. Maintain clear communication. Use provided equipment correctly. Work as a team. Attend trainings, such as NVCI, LIP PLC, SHARS, safe handling training which is offered by the district.
Transferring a student safely is paramount, and it all starts with a careful assessment. Before you even think about moving, assess the situation first. Take a moment to observe the student. Can they help themselves at all? Remember, the ultimate goal is for the student to achieve as much independence as possible. If they can do it on their own, even with some assistance, that's what you should strive for. Once you have a good understanding of the student's capabilities, check your equipment. Are all the necessary aids, like wheelchairs, walkers, or standers, in good working order and readily accessible? Ensuring your tools are ready not only makes the transfer smoother but also prevents accidents. Next, communicate with the student. Explain clearly and simply what you're going to do. This helps them feel more comfortable and encourages their cooperation. A simple, "We're going to move from your chair to the mat now," can make a big difference. As you prepare for the transfer, use proper positioning. This means positioning yourself, and any equipment, in a way that allows for the most efficient and safest movement. Get close to the student, use your legs, not your back, and maintain a stable base of support. If a gait belt is part of the transfer, make sure you apply it correctly. It should be snug but comfortable, allowing you to have a secure grip on the student without causing them discomfort. Finally, and this is crucial, follow the transfer protocol specific to the student. Every student is unique, and their physical therapist, PT, assigned to your campus has developed a tailored plan for their safe transfer. If you're ever unsure, reach out to your PT for specific student training. They are your best resource for ensuring every transfer is performed safely and effectively. Ensuring a student's safe mobility is like a carefully choreographed dance, always prioritizing their well-being. It all begins by taking a moment to assess the student's abilities. Can they bear weight on their own? Do they need minimal help or more substantial support? Understanding their current capabilities is the first step in providing just the right amount of assistance. Once you have a clear picture, it's time to prepare the stage. Make sure there's a clear walking path. This means removing any obstacles, ensuring the floor is dry, and generally making sure the route is free of hazards. Think of it like clearing the runway before takeoff. Next, it's about having the right tools. Use support equipment as needed, whether it's a walker, crutches, or a gait belt. These aren't crutches in the metaphorical sense. They are essential aids that provide stability and confidence for the student, and a secure way for you to assist. As you begin to move, it's crucial to monitor for fatigue. Keep a close eye on the student for any signs they're tiring, like a change in their gait, increased wobbling, or heavy breathing. Their energy levels can change quickly, so being observant is key. Throughout the entire process, stay close to the student. This isn't just about physical proximity. It's about being actively engaged and ready to intervene at a moment's notice. Your presence provides a sense of security and allows for immediate support if needed. And that brings us to the final, critical point: always be ready to support. Your hands should be poised, your body prepared to catch or steady them instantly. Safe mobility assistance isn't just about moving from point A to point B. It's about a continuous, attentive readiness to ensure every step is a secure one.
Navigating the world in a wheelchair requires a keen eye and a bit of finesse, always with safety at the forefront. Before setting off, it's crucial to ensure the path ahead is clear. Think of it like a pilot's pre-flight check. Are there any loose rugs, toys, or debris that could snag a wheel? A clear pathway prevents unexpected stops and potential spills. When you encounter those pesky uneven surfaces or small bumps, don't just ram through them. Instead, apply a gentle downward pressure on the back of the chair. This slight tilt will lift the front casters just enough to ease smoothly over the obstruction, avoiding a jarring bump for the rider. Ramps and slopes are another common challenge. When ascending, a steady, consistent push forward is your best friend. It keeps momentum and makes the climb easier for both of you. For descending, you have a couple of options, but control is key. Backing down ramps slowly offers the most control, especially on steeper inclines. If you choose to go down forward, proceed with extreme caution, using the brakes to manage your speed. Never, ever let a wheelchair run freely down a steep slope. It's a recipe for disaster. Curbs demand a special kind of respect. While some experienced users can pop a wheelie to navigate them, this maneuver requires significant skill and, ideally, spotter assistance. If you're not an expert or don't have a spotter, it's always safer to seek out a ramp or an alternate route. Venturing onto rough or soft terrain like gravel or grass can be tricky. Those small front casters love to get stuck. Try to keep more weight on the rear wheels to help the casters skim over these challenging surfaces. Above all, remember that communication is your most powerful tool. Continuously talk with the wheelchair user. Ask them what they need, if they're comfortable, and clearly explain what you're about to do. This open dialogue not only builds trust but also ensures a much smoother and safer journey for everyone involved. A safe and smooth wheelchair transfer is like a well-rehearsed dance, and it always begins with a crucial first step. Always lock the wheelchair brakes before any movement. This isn't just a suggestion, it's the non-negotiable anchor that prevents unwanted rolling and ensures stability for both the person transferring and the caregiver. Once the chair is secure, position the wheelchair as close as possible to the destination. Whether it's a bed, a toilet, or a car seat, minimizing the distance makes the transfer less strenuous and reduces the risk of imbalance. Think of it like shortening the bridge between 2 points. Next, clear the path by removing the leg rests and footrests. They're designed to support legs, not to be obstacles during a transfer. Getting them out of the way creates a clear, unencumbered space for movement. As the caregiver, your safety is just as important. Use proper body mechanics throughout the transfer. This means bending your knees, keeping your back straight, and engaging your powerful leg muscles, rather than straining your back. It's about working smarter, not harder, to prevent injury. Throughout the entire process, communicate clearly with the user. Explain each step before you do it, asking for their cooperation and checking in on their comfort. A simple, "Ready? On 3," or "We're going to pivot now," can make all the difference in building trust and ensuring a smoother transfer. Sometimes, a little extra help makes a big difference. Utilize transfer aids when appropriate. This could mean a gate belt for added security, a transfer board to bridge a gap, or even mechanical lifts, hoists and slide sheets for individuals with significant mobility limitations. These tools are designed to make transfers safer and easier for everyone involved. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, know your limits. Never attempt to lift someone too heavy without assistance or a mechanical aid. There's no heroism in injury. If a person's weight exceeds what you can safely manage, always wait for help or use the appropriate equipment. Prioritizing safety means recognizing when you need an extra pair of hands or the power of a machine.
For the person in the wheelchair, safety is paramount, and it starts with a few key habits that become second nature. First and foremost, always use your brakes. This isn't just a suggestion, it's your anchor. Engage those brakes every single time you're stationary, especially when you're getting in or out, sitting down, or standing up. It's the simplest and most effective way to prevent unintended movement. Once you're in the chair, secure seating is crucial. Make sure you sit back fully in the seat, allowing the chair to support you properly. If you use special cushions, ensure they're positioned correctly to distribute pressure evenly and help prevent uncomfortable pressure sores. And if your chair has a seat belt or other positioning aids, use them. They're there to provide stability and prevent falls. Just be sure it's snug, not uncomfortably tight. Your footrests are there for a reason. Always keep your feet on them while moving. This prevents your feet from dragging, getting injured, or worse, getting caught in the wheels. And a big no-no, never, ever stand on the footrests. They're not designed to support your full weight in that manner. Maintaining proper weight distribution is key to stability. Avoid leaning too far forward, backward, or to the side. Shifting your weight excessively can easily cause the wheelchair to tip, leading to a fall. Try to keep your weight centered as much as possible. Finally, when it comes to reaching for things, exercise caution. Avoid overreaching, especially to the side or behind you, as this can throw off your balance and cause instability. Instead, try to position your chair closer to the object, or simply ask for assistance. It's always better to be safe than sorry.
Providing feeding and eating support is a deeply personal and vital task, always guided by a commitment to the student's comfort, safety, and dignity. It all begins with proper positioning. Just like building a stable foundation, ensuring the student is upright, well supported, and comfortable is paramount. This not only aids in digestion but significantly reduces the risk of aspiration. As you assist, a vigilant eye is your best tool. Monitor for choking at all times. Look for any signs of distress, coughing, difficulty breathing, or changes in facial color. Being present and attentive allows for immediate intervention if needed. Sometimes, a little help from specialized tools can make a world of difference. Use adaptive equipment when appropriate. This could include specialized spoons, non-slip mats, or cups designed for easier gripping. These tools empower the student to participate more actively and eat with greater ease. Patience is a virtue, especially during mealtimes. Allow adequate time for the student to chew, swallow, and process their food. Rushing can lead to anxiety, discomfort, and increased risk. This is not a race, it's a calm, supportive experience. Above all, always maintain dignity. Mealtimes are intimate moments. Offer choices when possible, respect preferences, and engage in conversation. Avoid treating the process as a mere task. Instead, foster a respectful and positive atmosphere. Every student is unique, and so are their needs. Always follow specific feeding plans provided for each individual. These plans are crafted by professionals to address specific dietary requirements, textures, and techniques. Adhering to them ensures the student receives the right support tailored to their health and safety. Finally, remember you're not alone in this. If you ever have questions or need specific guidance, reach out to your school nurse or the campus speech pathologist for student-specific training. They are invaluable resources, ready to provide the knowledge and hands-on instruction needed to ensure every meal is a safe and supportive experience for the student.
Toileting is a fundamental daily activity, and ensuring it's done safely and respectfully for students requires careful attention. It begins with creating an atmosphere of trust and respect, paramount among which is to ensure privacy. Closing doors, pulling curtains, or using screens provides the student with the dignity and personal space they deserve during such a private moment. Next, it's vital to use proper equipment. This means having the right-sized commode, grab bars, or adaptive seating readily available and in good working order. The correct tools make the process smoother and significantly reduce the risk of slips or falls. Once the toileting is complete, follow hygiene protocols meticulously. This includes thorough hand washing for both the student and the caregiver, as well as proper cleaning and disposal of waste. Good hygiene is critical in preventing the spread of germs and maintaining a healthy environment. Throughout the entire process, maintain a safe environment. This means keeping pathways clear, ensuring adequate lighting, and making sure floors are dry to prevent slips. A clutter-free and well-maintained space is essential for preventing accidents. As part of the routine, document is required. Keeping accurate records of toileting times, output, or any observations can be crucial for the student's health monitoring and communication with parents or medical professionals. While assisting, always strive to support independence. Encourage the student to do as much as they can for themselves, even if it's just small steps like pulling up their own pants or washing their hands. Fostering their autonomy builds confidence and skills. Finally, remember that every student is unique. If you ever feel uncertain or need specific guidance, reach out to the campus nurse or physical therapist for more student-specific training, if needed. They are your invaluable resources for ensuring the safest and most supportive toileting experience for every student.
Supporting a student with grooming goes beyond simply helping them get ready. It's about fostering independence, dignity, and a positive self-image. It begins with respecting privacy. Always ensure the student has the personal space and discretion they need during grooming activities, whether it's brushing hair or assisting with hygiene. This builds trust and makes them feel more comfortable. Students needing help with organization often benefit from a structured and consistent approach. It all begins by establishing systems. Think of it like building the framework of a house. You need designated places and methods for everything, whether it's where school supplies go or how assignments are tracked. Once those systems are in place, label items clearly. This might seem simple, but a clearly labeled bin for math or a folder marked to do removes guesswork and makes it easier for the student to put things where they belong and find them when needed. Next, create routines. Consistency is key for organizational skills to develop. A set time for packing their backpack, completing homework, or tidying their workspace helps build habits and reduces decision fatigue. These routines become automatic over time, freeing up mental energy for learning. For many students, especially visual learners, use visual aids. This could be a color-coded system for subjects, a pictorial schedule showing daily tasks, or a checklist with images. Visual cues often resonate more effectively than purely verbal instructions, providing a constant, easy-to-understand reminder. As these strategies are implemented, it's important to monitor progress. Check in regularly to see what's working well and what's still a struggle. This isn't about perfection, but about observing growth and identifying areas that need further refinement. Finally, remember that organization isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. Be prepared to adapt as needed. What works one week might need tweaking the next. Be flexible, listen to the students' feedback, and be willing to adjust your approach until you find the strategies that truly click for them. With patience and consistent support, students can develop the organizational skills that will benefit them for a lifetime.
When an emergency strikes, clear thinking and swift action are paramount. It all begins long before an incident occurs, with the critical need to know emergency plans. This means understanding your school or facility's specific procedures for various scenarios: fire, medical emergencies, severe weather, or other critical events. Familiarity with these plans is the bedrock of an effective response. Equally important is the ability to recognize distress signs. This isn't just about a student in obvious physical pain, it's also about noticing subtle cues of emotional distress, anxiety, or an impending medical crisis. A keen eye and an awareness of typical behavior can be the first line of defense, signaling that something is wrong. Once distress is recognized or an emergency unfolds, the next step is to follow response protocols. These are the pre-established steps designed to ensure safety, provide immediate aid, and contain the situation. Whether it's initiating a lockdown, evacuating a building, or administering first aid, adherence to these protocols is non-negotiable. Crucially, contact appropriate staff immediately. This might mean calling the school nurse, a specific administrator, or external emergency services like 911, depending on the severity and nature of the incident. Knowing who to call and when is vital for bringing in the necessary expertise and resources. After the immediate crisis is managed, document incidents thoroughly. This involves recording factual details: what happened, when, where, who was involved, and what actions were taken. Accurate documentation is essential for follow-up, investigations, and future prevention. Finally, emergency preparedness is an ongoing process. It's imperative to review procedures regularly. Drills, debriefings after incidents, and periodic training sessions ensure that all staff remain proficient and that plans are updated to reflect any changes or lessons learned. In emergencies, preparedness isn't just a good idea, it's a lifesaver. Supporting students with disabilities involves a dynamic approach to behavior. We proactively create a positive environment through praise and reward systems, like token boards or special activities. Modifying the surroundings with visual schedules, clear organization, and reduced distractions can also make a big difference. A key part of this support is teaching new skills. We help students understand expectations, learn how to manage emotions, e.g., asking for a break, and navigate social situations using tools like social stories or choice boards. Building strong, positive relationships with students also fosters trust and encourages good behavior. When challenging behaviors do occur, we use thoughtful reactive strategies. This might involve redirecting attention, planned ignoring for minor issues, or using proximity control. In more serious situations, de-escalation techniques or consequences like response cost or timeout, used carefully, might be necessary. Ultimately, effective behavior support relies on comprehensive systems. This means conducting functional behavior assessments, FBA, to understand why a behavior happens, developing tailored behavior intervention plans, BIPs, and having crisis plans for emergencies. Crucially, we collaborate with families, provide ongoing staff training, and collect data to ensure our strategies are working and adapted as needed.
It is important to keep communication open. Share information with team members. Document any changes. Report concerns and follow up. Keep up with your records, stay connected, and don't hesitate to ask for assistance. At the heart of supporting students with disabilities lies a commitment to individualized care, and that begins with a deep understanding of their unique blueprints, their IEP, Individualized Education Program, or 504 plans. It's not enough to simply have these documents, you must follow them diligently. These plans outline specific accommodations, modifications, and services tailored to each student's needs, and adhering to them is a legal and ethical responsibility that ensures every student receives the support they require to thrive. Maintaining confidentiality is vital. Student information, especially from IEPs or 504 plans, is private. Only discuss it with those directly involved in their education and care, always in appropriate settings, to build trust and respect. Remember, if it's not documented, it often didn't happen. So, document everything clearly and promptly: accommodations, incidents, communications, or medical events. This provides a reliable record, aids decisions, and ensures continuous care. When something impacts a student's safety, report incidents accurately and promptly, following all protocols. Timely reporting ensures staff are aware and necessary actions are taken. It's crucial to know your role within the support team. Understand your specific duties and responsibilities. If you're unsure about your scope or tasks, always ask for clarification. Finally, the field of special education is always changing. Stay current with training by participating in professional development. Continuous learning keeps you an effective and valuable part of the student's support system.
Empowering students means first, to encourage self-help, guiding them toward independence in daily tasks. Provide choice to boost their engagement and sense of control. Always allow time for them to learn and process, avoiding rushing. Be sure to celebrate progress, no matter how small, to reinforce positive steps and build confidence. Ultimately, teach them to support self-advocacy, helping them express their needs and preferences to navigate their world more effectively. When it comes to providing support, safety first is always the golden rule. Every action, every decision, must prioritize the well-being of the individual you're assisting. This foundational principle guides all other practices. To ensure that safety, it's essential to follow protocols diligently. These established guidelines are not suggestions, they are carefully crafted steps designed to prevent harm and ensure consistency. Adhering to them removes guesswork and creates a predictable, secure environment. Part of following those protocols means knowing how to use equipment properly. Whether it's a wheelchair, a gait belt, or adaptive eating tools, understanding how to operate and maintain these items correctly is crucial for both your safety and the safety of the person you're supporting. Improper use can turn a helpful tool into a hazard. In this line of work, if it's not written down, it often didn't happen. That's why you must maintain documentation. Keeping clear, accurate, and timely records of observations, interventions, and communications provides a reliable history, supports decision-making, and ensures continuity of care for the individual. No one person can do it all. To truly provide comprehensive support, you must work as a team. Collaborate with colleagues, communicate effectively with family members, and understand your role within the broader support network. A unified approach ensures everyone is on the same page and working towards common goals. Finally, while providing support, always strive to support independence. The ultimate aim is to empower individuals to do as much as they can for themselves. Encouraging self-help, offering choices, and celebrating their progress builds confidence and allows them to participate more fully in their own lives.
Here is the link to campus support staff for you to reach out to for student-specific needs.
Ensure you're fully prepared to support your students. Here are the next steps to take. Understand student needs. First, you'll need to review IEPs, individualized education programs, for each student you support. These documents are crucial for understanding their specific needs, goals, and any accommodations or services they require. Take the time to read them carefully so you're clear on how to best assist each student. Seek expert guidance. Next, consult with relevant staff. Don't hesitate to reach out to specialists like speech-language pathologists, SLP, occupational therapists, OT, physical therapists, PT, the school nurse, behavior specialists, or student support specialists. They can provide valuable insights, specific training, and additional support tailored to your students' needs. Complete and submit documentation. Once you've familiarized yourself with student needs and consulted with staff, you'll need to complete the verification form. Make sure to fill it out accurately with all required information. You can find the form here. After completing the form, you'll need to obtain signatures for competency verification. For paraprofessionals, get signatures from both the special education teacher and campus administration. For special education teachers, obtain signatures from campus administration and the student support specialist. Finally, submit the form. Once it's fully completed and signed, send it via inter-office mail to Audra Arnold at the Tomball Innovation Center, TIC. Thank you all for participating in this self-paced training. Your commitment to our students' well-being and success is truly appreciated. Now, as we move forward, please take the time to review your students' individual needs by going over their IEPs. Don't hesitate to reach out to our support staff, the SLPs, OTs, PTs, nurses, or behavior specialists, for any additional training or guidance you might need. They're here to help. Finally, please ensure that all verification forms are completely filled out and sent via inter-office mail to Audra Arnold at the Tomball Innovation Center, TIC. We need these forms submitted before October 1, 2025. Your prompt attention to this is vital. Thanks again for everything you do.